Hey everybody, this is Perch, and we got a viewer question. This viewer question is, again. Thank you, by the way. There's no hello, there's no niceties. It just launches right into it, which I appreciate. It says, "I continue to enjoy the channel." Well, that's nice. I'm trying hard. I'm trying hard to drive people away. Every day, every week, I try hard to drive people away. What's weird is my views are down. The longevity of my views are up, meaning most of the people, the majority, and it's a significant majority now, are listening all the way at the end. And I know this is unusual because YouTube sends me mails every now and then going, holy shit, like the majority of your audience actually finishes the video. That's super rare. It's like, we will give you better ads. And I'm like, hot damn, I'm getting some money. And then YouTube doesn't send me any money because fuck you, YouTube's. Where's my money? Anyway, uh, thank you for listening to the end. Again, the secret word is parakeet. All right. The mail says, thank you for all you have done to explain industry workings. Question on DC Universe Ultra tier and the inevitable progression to day and date on that platform. By the way, make your bets. When will we have day and date digital? May. May 2023. That's my guess. I think it will be then. I think it's inevitable. And likely Marvel Unlimited. Yeah, Marvel will follow suit, but let's say 6 months later. Marvel likes to do this thing where they do a bunch of kind of dick moves that do not help comic shops, but then they kind of set the industry up to where somebody else has to make the final move, which DC will do. DC will go day and date. Again, I'm guessing May next year, 2023. And Marvel will be like, wow, what a bunch of assholes. I don't know. This really screws those comic stores. Hey, comic store guys, can you believe this shit? I can't believe DC did it. Well, I guess there's nothing we can do. We'll have to do the same. Sorry, guys. Man, fuck those DC guys. That's how Marvel is. That's the kind of people they are. Bunch of jerks. Anyway, I see that as more companies going direct to consumer as a result of Amazon's cluster fuckery of comicsology. Yeah, no kidding. Than an assault on local comic shops. 100%. If Amazon had not absolutely, made a living hellhole of their site, and all due respect for the comicsology original authors, I understand you're doing your thing and you have no control over that. Somebody wrote this big blog post like, fuck Scott Snyder and his terrible comicsology, site. And I'm like, I mean, come on. What do you like? You could you like or dislike Scott Snyder all you want, but you can't blame him for the UI and dev choices on comicsology. He had nothing to do with that. Anyway, I gave up on digital. The letter continues. I gave up on digital buys, but have been using and enjoying the ultra tier. Thoughts? Okay, I'm not sure exactly what the thoughts are from that mail, but basically, look. I mean, you know, the digital. So first of all, here's the big lie, and I know it's really popular. The big lie. A lot of news agencies say the big lie. The big lie, if you're listening to world news, is apparently that Donald Trump said there might have been some things going wrong. Not to go off on a complete tangent here and everything, but here's the thing I kind of hate about this threat to democracy, election denier kind of thing. Right now, it is Friday. It's Friday after the election. The election was on Tuesday, the midterms, and it's looking like the Republicans, are basically getting bitched out. They got ahead of themselves, started bragging about how much they were going to win, and then they forgot that it turns out that young people, Generation Z or whatever, don't like those old Republicans, and so now they're getting fucked over. But it's Friday, and we have no idea who's controlling the House and the Senate. And we have no idea who's controlling the House and the Senate because we suck at elections, apparently. And I'm sorry, and I maybe this is going to get a YouTube flag for, but there is a world of difference between saying there is a massive conspiracy to screw Republicans / Donald Trump and saying our elections could use some improvement. I mean, my God, like in a world where we're trying to get the metaverse going, we've got all this AR, VR, people can wander around catching Pokemons on their phone, and we can't count votes. in a reasonable time. I was watching the news, and Bill Gates is bragging about how he's sunk a ton of money into Arizona for their vote counting. And it's Friday, and like, well, we may be done around Christmas. Like, Christmas, Christmas, fuck you. And that's what I hate about this current timeline, because if you say, you know what, I think our elections are pretty awful and need reform, CNN turns around, it's like, oh, another election denier. It's not a denier. You're failing at your core job, you assholes. Anyway, I had to get that out because I'm sorry. I'll get away from politics, but it drives me crazy. Okay, I mean, just count votes, and if you can't count votes quick, invest in technology. Count votes faster. It should not be this way. It doesn't need to be this way. The election. I was watching this bit. They were talking about the election when Lincoln was president, and it was counted in 3 days. Like, how are we going backwards? It's unacceptable. And I'm looking at you, Arizona, Colorado, California, bunch of dumbasses. Everybody laughs at Florida. Florida gets their shit done right away. At counting, you're losing at counting. Anyway, the big lie. So the big lie in comics is that digital and print comics are, in opposition to each other. And there's plenty of evidence at this point to suggest that is not the case. It is not the reason why print comic sales have faltered. Digital sales, if anything, provide more marketing and more incentive for people to go to a comic shop and buy comics. There is absolutely fucking zero evidence that digital is cannibalizing print sales. Zero. So, if we're going to complain about print comic sales falling, anything else, you're going to have to look for some other reason, because it is a lie. There is a lot of evidence that suggests that if digital comics, when they're promoted well, and when there's a big push and surge around digital, that people who get really excited about those comics not only buy the digital copy, but then go to the store and purchase the print copy too. There's an aftermarket of trade. You can see how it all kind of comes together. Digital is not hurting print comic sales. If DC Ultra or a limited Ultra tier, whatever the fuck it is, and Marvel eventually do day and date, if, big capital letter if, underline if they also do good marketing around it to promote that these books exist, kind of where you can go find them. If you like this issue, go pick it up in print. Human beings are still wired to want to experiment or see things electronically, but if they like it, they like to have a physical copy. So in many cases, these companies are insane by not leveraging digital a lot more, promoting digital, marketing to digital, hyping digital, because the most likely scenario, the evidence-based scenario, is that these companies are going to get double the money. They're going to get people buying one and then going out and buying the print copy to have on their shelf. That is most likely what's going to happen. Collectors who have been collecting comics, buying variants, slabbing them, all that kind of stuff, they are not going to wake up one morning and go, oh, holy shit, DC Ultra has day and date. Well, I don't know why I'm buying physical comics anymore. I might as well stop. But here is the crux of the big lie. Comic book sales, physical print comic book sales, are enormously propped up by collectors, meaning older people in their 30s to 50s. That is the prime market. And they're with you, and they're going to buy those print comics because they're wired to do so, and they like doing so. Comic publishers don't like to admit that because they really want to say that their customers are young, hip, Gen Z, people who voted for the Democrats in this last election. That's who they want to have as their customers. That is not their customers. Their customers are collectors. So the answer there is sell to those collectors, take their money, go all in on digital, use it as a marketing approach, try and push some of the people who buy the digital copy into physical. You'll make your money. That is the answer, the clear and obvious answer. There you go. That's all there is to it. Thanks for listening.